So yeah, so what I'm doing is I've already started. As we need things, I'm just putting them into the app. And then once you get the $30, so only $10. So should we give her a tip? Give her Destiny. Or $1. What mean we should get, sir?
Yeah, I don't know. They're young.
The only reason is because I Uber. You know what I mean? Hey, trust me. That's all it is. It makes everything. Okay, so you want you said sir, right? Anything else you can think of? What about honey?
I think that I'm checking there.
They do. You need to we need to consolidate this.
No, honey's hard to do. I don't know.
I can do it. You just put it like I'll do that today.
Bacon. And I bacon. And after cheddar cheese.
Turkey bacon. Oh, wait, let's see. Which one did you? Which one did we get that you didn't like? You see it?
On the right.
Oh,
And
Daddy, hit
that.
pause. Daddy.
okay.
Matthew? Matthew, come here. Get one of these. We need to change this whole.
What?
Sit down here, right?
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go to the store. Okay. so-
Mommy.
Mommy, sit where your breakfast.
Did you say get one of
No, I
these?
was
Yeah, I heard y'all. Somebody go.
Don't.
Matthew, Adam, what are y'all eating?
Waffles? I'm not eating my breakfast yet. I did that. This way. This. In a couple of seconds. Okay? In a couple of seconds. In
Adam,
just a couple of seconds.
listen to this guy about the lottery, okay? At Eden, where's your phone?
Our friend Martin. The breakfast. I did that. I come up and he recorded.
Is it hot, Matthew?
Okay, Adam, Eden, I'll turn your Bluetooth off for a second. Because I need to connect to this and this is easier. So just know that you need to turn on. I can show you. You get your, close your mouth.
Daddy, I don't need to close my mouth. Look.
Thank you so much. It really means a lot to me when you.
What did he say?
He doesn't need to. He knows how to close his mouth already when he eats.
But Adam,
Does Adam know how to close his mouth?
you know how to close your mouth.
Who?
You.
I do not. I got bad teeth.
He's the worst.
I got bad teeth.
And you, Adam. I'm not the one who had to have a silly.
All right, now listen to this. Hold on. Hopefully.
I'm not the one who.
No, that's not.
I'm not the one who lost when I was black against when we were the same.
Sarah, age 30, they saved and built a very nice paid for. Don't go to your family upon your death. The only $100. Wine ladies published a New York Times bestseller about their cute little quilting group by using secret information, money in life insurance. The returns are is to get a policy that will build up savings for retirement. Expenses? How much? And Fortune magazine. So you would have $3,000 and when you died, your family would get.
I'm trying to find.
The lotto.
Oh, okay.
Playing the lotto.
So listen to what he says about playing the lotto, okay?
Lottery.
Lottery. You know how you always say play the lotto, like Powerball and stuff? Okay.
A lot of money makeover.
Okay,
You
it's coming up
begin
next.
investing well. Then, when you're 57 and the kids are grown and gone, the house is paid for,
The next
and you have
one.
$700,000 in mutual funds, you've become self-insured. That means when your 20-year term is up, you shouldn't need life insurance at all, because with no kids to feed, no house payment, and $700,000, your spouse will just have to suffer through if you die without life insurance.
So,
Myth. Playing the lotto and other forms of gambling will make you rich. Truth. Lotto and Powerball are attacks on the poor and people who can't do math.
you hear that?
It is a ripoff instituted by our government. This is not your 20-year term is up. You shouldn't need life insurance at all because with no kids to feed, no house payment, and $700,000, your spouse will just have to suffer through if you die without life insurance. Myth. Playing the lotto and other forms of gambling will make you rich. Truth. Lotto and Powerball are attacks on the poor and people who can't do math. It is a ripoff instituted by our government.
People who play the lottery can't do math because if they could do math, they would know it's almost impossible for them to win.
This is not a moral position. It is a mathematical statistical fact. Studies show that the zip codes that spend 4 times what anyone else does are those in lower income parts of town. The lotto or gambling of any kind offers false hope, not a ticket out. Myth.
So what he is saying, Adam, is poor people are the ones who typically play the lottery because they hoping to win big.
There's a video of like 10 people who were poor that won the lottery.
Yeah, but consider that's highly unusual. So which do you believe, that video or him?
No, they could have done it, but it didn't.
Hey, is this where you at? He started. I gotta go get your notebook.
Joseph here.
Turn it up.
Take a look at my set of colored pencils. I use some colors a lot, so they're much shorter. Other colors, I don't use that much at all. Let's start today by measuring the length of each colored pencil. Rule it out.
Back up, man.
Daddy, I need the notes.
What?
I hit pause. I need the notes.
Hit pause on the timer.
I did. I need the notes.
Oh, it's here.
Yeah.
Sit back down. Read this out loud though, so while I do
It
it.
says measure.
Solve this in your notes. Measure the length of each colored pencil on your notes page to the nearest ½ inch. Write your measurements in the chart.
Measure the length of each. What does that mean?
Adam?
What did you do with the Bluetooth?
I just turned it off.
And how are we gonna measure it?
You need a ruler. Here.
I'm not good at measuring.
So let me just look here.
I used to.
But this is only centimeters and millimeters. You need an inch one. But for now, let's just watch what they do. But let's say they said centimeters and millimeters, right? You can convert this if you wanted to, but the bottom line is.
Yeah, convert it.
So look, how many centimeters is this pencil?
9.
9. Okay. Let me just do something. Convert 9 cm to. They said inches, right?
Yes.
So that's 3.5, right? Inches.
Then what are all those other numbers?
Because it's a decimal, it can go. Don't worry about that for now. Okay. This is 13 centimeters. So type 13 in there and hit.
That's 13?
I said, yeah, 13. Look.
12.
Well, it's really, that's 12, so it's really 13. Almost okay. But go ahead and type 13 in there.
Oh, so that 5
5.
11.
But we're just gonna say 5 for now. And because if we had an inch one, type 11.5.
What number do you want?
11.5.
Is 4.52.
And then just give it type 10.
Just 10?
Yes.
It's 3.
Type I guess this is the same thing, 4.5.
We're definitely not gonna have the same thing as them though.
I know, but we just get 10 as what? 4, we did that.
Yeah.
This is the same.
Which one is that? No, which one? 13, yeah.
Oh, no, this is 14. Type 14.
5.5.
And type
10.
4. So I think you're right here. All right, go ahead and go back to the video. Hit start.
Ethan, take it away.
Here.
Well, we're measuring the pencils to the nearest inch or half inch.
Oh, they said to the
The red
nearest
pencil is
inch.
4 inches
Yeah.
long.
So, wait.
I wrote that in my chart.
Unless you know
Kept
it.
going
Yeah, that's right.
until I had measured all the
The
colored
4?
pencils.
But wait and see what he's done. He said 5.5. Yeah, we did that one right. So
Accurate
5.5.
measuring.
But you said to the nearest inch.
5.5.
Oh, I see. Can we do 5 and 1/2?
You can, just so you understand that they're both the same. Are you looking at their answers?
No.
Let's see if we got 4 and 1/2. And that's what we got. See?
Yeah.
4.
4. See, it's 4 and 1/2. Yeah. So we got the same thing as them.
The only difference is I measured it in centimeters and then converted it to inches. Do you understand that?
Isn't that like cheating then?
No, it's the exact same thing. No, it's math. Do
What
you
about the gray one?
Adam, do you understand what I just said?
Yeah.
What did I say?
You said you measured it in centimeters and then converted it into inches.
So if I said, for the purposes of this, if I said,
But you gotta measure this one. I'm gonna find it up here then.
listen,
What's the date? The 23rd? Sorry, you have to do all this.
okay. So if I said, look, just for the purposes of this is not exactly true.
Don't write all that.
No, it's fine. This is old. If I said 1 centimeter equals 2 inches. If I said that, right? And I said you had 4 centimeters. How many inches do you have?
Jeez, this is hard.
For every...
8.
Right, what you think. How did you get that answer?
Because, so for this one, all you did was multiply by 2, so this one I'm going to do.
Yeah, so let's think if I had, listen, watch this. 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter, right? Right? Is that what we just said?
Yeah.
And I said that equals how many inches?
2.
2 inches, 2 inches, 2 inches, 2 inches, right? Well, how many inches do I have in total?
8.
8. I got 4 centimeters, right? So you just did it quickly by you're saying the relationship between 1 and 2 is that 2 is 2 times higher than 1. So the relationship between 4 and 8 is 2 times higher than 1. So if I had 8 centimeters, how many inches would I have?
16.
16, because it's the same relationship. Well, I'm not gonna. But when you went to Google and you typed in 9 or whatever, it converted. It's just doing it for you really quickly because I don't know the exact. So for example, if I go convert.
No, do a big number.
No, not yet. Pay attention. I'm trying to teach you something, okay? 1 centimeter equals 0.393701 inches, right? Well, that's a little difficult for us to convert quickly. That's why we went to Google and let them do the calculations for us. But you have to understand the concept. I understand the concept, right? Do you understand the concept? Okay, that's all that matters for now. Okay, you can.
When we're done, I'm gonna do a big number.
When we're done, you can do the biggest number.
By measuring the length of each colored pencil, we've created a set of data. We can represent this data in a new way using a line plot. I'll show you. I look at the first measurement in the chart, 4 inches. I find that measurement on the line plot, 4 inches, right here. Then I plot that data point on the number line with an X. Try it.
So, what do? It says mark the measurement of the pencil 4 inches.
What?
So I'm not saying like pick me up, like I'm not saying like give me a surprise right now, like after school.
We can check off the measurements as we go. That way we won't accidentally skip or repeat any measurements.
Sharp thinking. Go ahead and carefully plot the rest of the data, checking off each data point as you go.
You check off the data?
I am.
And be neat, okay? Think about space. Be neat, because think about you need space. So you here. So that should be a little bit closer because you need as much space as you can, okay? So take your time and be neat.
I plotted each pencil measurement until I had checked off all of them. The data we just represented on the line plot is the lengths of your colored pencils, Miss Joseph. That's right. So let's title our line plot Colored Pencil Lengths. What does each X represent?
Says what unit of measurement?
What unit of measurement do we use to measure the pencils? Label the units underneath the line plot.
Each X represents one pencil. So I wrote X equals 1 pencil as my key. And we measured the pencils in inches. So I wrote that beneath the number 1 to tell what unit it shows.
Love it. Notice that our left endpoint corresponds to the smallest measurement we took, and our right endpoint to the largest measurement. Now that our line plot has a title, a key, and a unit label, anyone who reads it will be able to understand what it's showing. Now that we've made our line plot, let's see if we can use it to understand more about the data we collected.
Take this thing.
Yeah, so on your phone, look here.
I know.
You know how to do Bluetooth? No. You know how to turn your Bluetooth? You know how to turn your Bluetooth on and off?
Yeah.
How? Show me.
What? Am I tired?
No, but I'm just saying, you know how it is.
I know I don't.
You know, you'll be texting me in 2 minutes like, you did something on my phone.
No, I know. If I didn't know, you're not allowed. So you flip it like you did, and then there's a Bluetooth sign turn that off, enabled. Something like that.
I'm just saying, you know.
How can we find out how many total pencils are represented here without going back to look at our data table? Ethan?
Each X represents 1 pencil, so we can just count the X's. Altogether, there are 9 X's. So our line plot shows there are 9 total pencils.
Exactly. That's how many pencils we started with. How many of my pencils are 5 inches long?
I found 5 inches on the line plot and saw it only had 1 X above it. So only 1 pencil is 5 inches long.
You got it. What's the length of the shortest colored pencil in my set?
3.5 inches. That's the smallest number on our line plot with an X.
Rocked it. Today we measured pencils to create a set of data, then represented that data on a line plot. To keep practicing with these line plots, go take a spin through the Tower of Power.
So, you got 3 minutes. I'm gonna hit pause for 1 second. Explain what we did here. Explain what we're doing. What did we do?
First, since we used a centimeter ruler, since we didn't have.
But why what are you even doing? Why are we doing that? This is a tool. What are we trying to do?
We were supposed to measure inches, but we didn't have an inch ruler.
But before that, I would say we're trying to determine the length of those pencils, right? That's what we're trying to do, right? And there's a zillion ways you can. Hey, leave that alone. There's a zillion ways you can do it, right? So say that we're trying to determine the length of those pictures, pencils.
We're trying to determine the length of those pencils.
And we happen to, and they want to use a unit of measurement called what?
Inches.
But you can use any unit of measurement to determine the length of those pencils, right? And if you know, if it's a standard unit, what we call standard unit, then you can convert that unit of measurement to whatever unit of measurement you want. So centimeters is a standard unit of measurement. Inches is a standard unit of measurement. Once we know that I think it said 1 centimeter equals 0.39 inches, it doesn't matter which unit of measurement we use at first because we can get to the other one, right? So that's the first thing. So what were we trying to accomplish here?
The length of these pencils in inches.
Yeah.
Are we good? Okay, be safe.
Bye. Bye-bye. So, all right, so that was what we wanted to do. Then, once we determine the length of these pencils, what do we call this? Starts with a D.
Data.
Data, right? So this is data. The actual length of each pencil is called data. You can represent data in a lot of different ways, right? They chose another way of representing data, which is this.
Line plot.
Huh?
Line plot.
So they decided, you know what, we're going to use a lot. Well, I wouldn't. They plotted. It is called a line plot in the terms they use, but remember they had a number line, and then they decided to plot the things onto the number line. That's another way of representing data. What does this line plot tell you? What are some observations you can make immediately when you see this?
There are three 4-inch colored pencils.
Yeah.
The key says X equals 1 pencil. They were using it in inches. Their title was colored pencil lines.
But what else? So what other observations? So I want to stay on this vein. You use data. I mean, by plotting it here, it allows you to describe the data pretty quickly. You said there were 3 4-inches and 3 pencils that were 4 inches. Isn't that a lot easier to see now that you plot it than to see it this way? Wouldn't you have to look and say, oh, you know, okay, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. What else is it about? Can I say that the most pencils were 4 inches?
Yeah.
Okay.
The least amount of pencils were 5 inches and 3.5 inches.
No, the least amount was what?
The pencils that were that height.
What was the least amount? Which number was the least? How many pencils was the least amount? What was the smallest pencil?
The 3.5.
Yeah, so there was one pencil that was 3.5. So if I look here, it's a little bit difficult. If I ask you, what's the smallest pencil? I mean, you'll find it eventually, right? But isn't it a lot easier to say, well, the smallest was 3.5? Mm-hmm. And how many was there?
1.
What was the largest, the tallest?
5.5.
5.5 inches, right?
Yeah.
And because you got inches here, you know what units you're looking at here. You don't really.
Wait, wasn't it 5?
Oh, that's it.
Isn't it 5?
No, 5.5.
Oh, yeah.
So, and how many are 5.5?
2.
Right? So it's really easy for me to start making some general observations about the pencil, and then we call this describing the data. Okay? Okay? All right.
I'm not tired. I'm so tired. Matthew, what level are you on?
What data is shown in the chart?
The crayon faces. The length of crayons in inches. The length. The crayon measures 3.
So you're missing one.
8, 9.
Oh no, sorry.
11, 12.
I'm making a mistake. Hey, when you finish this tower power, you be done, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to take a shower and get ready for work. Matthew, say cheese. Cheese. Matthew, what kind of surprise do you want?